Hi, I'm Vic Chopra, co-founder and director of Unincarcerated Productions. I hope you've enjoyed meeting some of these amazing humans that have taken part in this series, who also just happen to be formerly incarcerated. And I hope they've provided a fresh perspective on this unique, odd experience that we're all facing right now. Next up, I have the distinct pleasure to introduce you to my friend, Matthew Hearn. I first met Matthew when he and I both went down to volunteer at a remote Supermax California State Prison, Pelican Bay. So the thing about Matthew is that he comes across as this big, strong, tough guy. And I mean, he is, right? Like, he's a personal trainer, he's super muscular, but underneath that whole tough guy exterior is just so much wisdom and intelligence, and he's just got this heart of gold.
My name is Matthew Hearn. I did 13 years in prison. I currently live in Oakland, California, and my sentence ended last February 2019. I'm a personal trainer. I run my own business as well as work for gyms. Right now, our industry is really, really impacted by it. So both of my endeavors, my personal business and the gym space that employs me as well, dead. A lot of people struggle with that in specific. Is you have to be able to adapt. Like, you can't go out there and think that everything is going to be the same now. I think people are going to have to come to the point where they accept that the world that they knew 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago is completely different now. But I think people are trying to rush back to the life that they had, which generally happens with a lot of people who have been incarcerated. Is like, we get locked up, it's forced isolation time basically, and we're running to get back to the life that we had. And then once we're released, we're like, holy shit, this is nothing like the life that I had. One of my mentors in there told me, he's like, I want you to look around. I want you to look at these people. Some of these people doing life who fell when they were 20 and they're 60 now, they're still 20. They're still acting like they're 20. They still have that same mentality. They're stuck. And he told me, it takes work to continue to do that. It takes understanding, it takes acceptance, and then you got to go in there and just really put in the work after that. Continue to do that. Continue to kind of better yourself, progress, adapt to the surroundings around you, and come out of the situation better. Instead of the people who are trying to hold on to that past are usually the ones who come out of the situation worse. The people who are able to kind of let go, adapt, and evolve are the ones that come out of that situation like diamonds. The people who struggled with doing their time the most were the ones that were trying to hold on to the version of themselves when they went in, instead of progressing throughout their time. That was what the people around me always told me is, yes, you're doing time, but that doesn't mean that you can't get better. That doesn't mean that you have to be the same person when you get out. That was one thing that my mentor told me, was just because you're incarcerated doesn't mean that your days are wasted. They're only wasted if you waste them. Like, you can still live your life, you can still come out of the situation better, as long as that's your mentality during the day. Doesn't matter where you're sitting at the moment, doesn't matter what's happening at the moment. As long as you come and attack the day, you're good.